Bu video ile ilgili hiçbir fikrim yok. Sadece korkunç ve bir sürü twist var ve hakikaten korkunç duruyor. 34 dakika. Ve çok twist var. Kesin izle, kesin izle dedi çoğu insanlar. Sıkıntımız şu. Şimdiden söyleyeyim. Bunun altyazısı yok. Yani kendinden yok. Ama İngilizce altyazı duyup çeviriyor. İngilizce olarak bayağı iyi çeviriyor. Biz de duyduğu altyazıyı Türkmence'ye çevireceğiz. Türkmence'den de Üzbekçe'ye çevireceğiz ki tam o ayarı verelim. Öyle bir durum yani, anladın mı? Neyle alakalı? İşte ben de bilmiyorum onu.
No, it was a real gun, man.
Gerçekten Türkmence'ye çevirdim arkadaşlar. Kusura bakmayın. Yok, hakiki silahtı adamım. Türkçe'ye çevirmem lazım. Kusura bakmayın. Bir orada bir kafam yandı. Evet. Yaraklı çok bilmiyorum. Kendimi de şöyle yukarı alayım da.
A real gun, man. It was just a
If they
revolver.
shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
İngilizce altyazısı da var kendine zaten.
It was most likely you be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
İyi lan, güzel çeviriyor. O kadar kötü çevirmiyor.
You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it.
Do you consider yourself a good lie detector? Can you sense when someone is guilty or innocent? What's up, Ewu crew? It's the Raven, here to talk about another shocking, interesting, or just strange, but very true story with you. We're trying out something new today. Interrogation footage is one of the most fascinating ways to analyze the raw, unedited behavior of criminals. But hindsight is 20/20, and a lot of the time, when we already know that someone committed a horrible crime, the signs of deception or manipulation can be way more obvious. After all, we know exactly what to look for. Today's case is shocking, disturbing, and extremely tragic.
Çok trajik.
Kıza tamam kalk hazırlama demiştim.
İyi ki time out yemiş o zaman.
But as we look over the interrogation
Videonun başlığı Hunting Case of Ryan Waller.
footage that has made it famous, try and decide for yourself what you think really happened.
Ben
As if you
bilmiyorum
were
ne
the
var.
detective
Twist
with
varmış
only
bayağı.
a few facts to go off of. Now, let's get into it. It was Christmas
Şimdi
Day
girelim.
of 2006 in Arizona, and the families of 21-year-old Heather Kwan and her boyfriend, 18-year-old Ryan Waller, knew something was very, very wrong. The young woman had gone over to Ryan's home on the 23rd to watch a movie and eat pizza, but nobody had heard from either person since, and both never showed up for the annual holiday activities. After a call from the couple's concerned parents, Phoenix police were dispatched to do a welfare check at Ryan's apartment, and what they found was a sight they could never forget. On the couch was Heather, dead from a gunshot wound to the head. But then they discovered something really weird. Ryan was still alive. More than that, he was conscious and able to walk and speak with officers, although he was acting strange and wouldn't give any straight answers. Or if he did, he would contradict himself. Of course, police were extremely suspicious right off the bat. He was placed into the back of a police cruiser for a long while as authorities took a closer look at the crime scene and Heather's body, and then he was eventually taken to an interrogation room.
Famous man. Çocuk niye böyle bir şey giydirmişler, böyle Walter White kıyafeti gibi?
As you can see, Ryan is in bad shape. His face is covered with bad bruises and he seems very disheveled and agitated. While he waits, he periodically moans and plays with his handcuffs. Before trying to rest his head on the table, it's about 5 a.m.
Müzik mi?
Yeah.
Ryan gets up and sits back down, and then someone walks in and takes pictures of the bottom of his feet. Ryan's been silent for a while, but then he suddenly pipes up to say,
I just want to go to sleep. That will happen sooner or later.
And then really pay attention to what is said next, because this will become super important later on.
Alright, do I get to go home?
I don't know.
Eve gidebilir miyim mi?
You should go to the doctor's where you should go.
Me?
Doktora gitmem lazım falan.
That?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Buraları çok iyi anlayamıyor.
I'd say that's really bad.
Looking at the bruises on Ryan's face, police aren't quite sure what to make of the situation. Did he get in a physical fight with Heather and things ended badly for her, either on purpose or by accident? Were these wounds the result of her trying to defend herself? Was Ryan mentally unstable and had somehow hurt himself? All they knew was they weren't really getting much out of the frustrated young man sitting on the other side of the table. He repeatedly asked to go
öldürmüş
to
kızı,
sleep,
sonra
but he's
kafasına mı
told that on the
sıkmış
chance he has suffered a concussion, the doctor has advised
Da biri
not to
mi
let him
girmiş?
sleep. Another man comes in to inspect Ryan, and when he tells him to put one foot on the table, Ryan seems to have trouble following these directions. He seems uncomfortable. Finally, the detective starts the investigation, and one of the first questions he asks
Demons
is,
mı galiba bilmiyorum.
You know why you're
Demons
down here?
çıkacağını düşünmüyorum ya. Çok basit olur. Çok twist var dediler çünkü. Hiçbir spoiler vermedi anlatanlar.
You have no idea why you're down here.
Ne söylesem spoiler olur dedi.
Now, in this next clip, keep a really close eye on Ryan's behavior, how fidgety and distressed he acts.
I don't know what happened, okay? So I'm going to read you something to make sure you understand your rights, okay? Basically, I'm going to read you. You've seen Cops before, right? Ever seen a TV show Cops or CSI or anything like that?
Okay.
You ever seen that?
No.
Mini
You've
draft
never
böyle
seen
bir
any
oyun
kind of
mu?
cop show? Lawyer show? Any kind of show?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to listen up real close. Okay, you have the
Herif
right
çok
to
garip
remain silent.
davranıyor lan. Adamın yüzünde şey varmış. Morluklar falan
You
varmış.
just say it can't be used against you in a court of law.
And then this is where things get really weird. The detective asks a really simple question.
What's the highest grade you went through school?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know the highest grade you went through? Did you,
8th?
8th grade? Did you graduate?
Kaçıncı sınıfa
Ya.
kadar şey yaptın diyor.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
Okay, so the detective is obviously really confused now. Is Ryan genuinely this shocked by what happened, or so disoriented that he can't remember the answers to such basic questions?
Mezun oldum mu
Is
bile
the early
cevaplayamıyor
morning
adam.
making him irritable, or is he being standoffish for some other reason? The detective isn't sure what he's hiding, so he presses on.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Kız arkadaşım var mı dedi. Altyazı zortladı orada.
No?
Hiçbir şey
You
cevap
know
veremiyor
a
ki.
girl named Heather?
Heather diye bir kızı tanıyor musun diyor.
Do you know Heather's last name?
Soyadı ne? Zaten altyazı
What is
çeviriyor.
Heather's last name?
The one that lives there right now?
Ne?
I guess, I don't know. If her name's Heather, what's her last name?
I don't know which name she's trying to use as her last one. She's trying to have a real last as her nickname, so I don't know.
Altyazı
What nickname
da
does she go
sıkıntı yok. Burada telif konuşamıyor.
She probably wants
Normal
the last
görüşürüz.
name, Kyman.
by? Kyman? How would you spell that? With a K or a C?
K?
Tamam değil. K ileymiş soyadı.
I don't know.
Ryan is acting like he doesn't even know Heather that well, saying a different last name, mumbling something about her going by different nicknames, and even mentioning something vague about her living there. But why is he speaking about her so
Adamın uykusu mu
nonchalantly
var?
when he was the last person known to be with her? And
Evet herif bir drugged böyle. Ya böyle bir madde etkisi altında ya da gerçekten kafasına çok
she was just
darbe almış.
found
Ya da
dead
mala yatıyor. Üf, inanılmaz twist ha.
with him inside of his apartment hours earlier.
Ama nasıl
How old
yatacak?
is Heather?
16 or 17.
21 yaşındaymış kız ama. Bu 16-17
She a
diyor.
white girl?
Yeah.
Hiçbir şey doğru cevap vermiyor.
I've known her since school.
Okay.
I don't know.
Eşi
She's
değil
a student from
sevgilisi.
school?
She used to be a business name. I don't know.
She used to do a business name.
She used to be in my book named with business name.
Oh,
Saçma bir
she
şey.
used to be in the class, your business class?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Things are just getting
sınıfında
more
olduğu şey
confusing
dedi.
as this
İşletme
line
mi
of
oluyor, ne oluyor?
conversation goes on.
İş.
And so the detective tries a
Dersi.
more direct approach.
What happened to your face?
I don't know.
Yüzüne ne oldu diyorsun dedektif.
You told the officer just a few minutes ago that someone hit you. Do you remember who hit you?
I don't know. I think it was Heather.
Anne git ya, bilmiyorum. Heather diyor.
Why would Heather hit you?
I don't know. It was an accident. I forgot why.
Kazaydı diyor,
What
bilmiyorum
was an
diyor.
accident?
Kaza
Heather's
neydi diyor.
last name?
Kaza neydi diyor herif, dedektif. Heather'ın soy ismi mi diyor.
No.
Timişi
What
o da.
was an accident?
Heather hitting me.
Kaza neydi diyor.
What
Bana
did she hit
vurması
you
diyor.
with?
Her hand in the eye.
So now the talk is getting
Gözüme
somewhere.
vurdu eliyle.
But still, it all seems so disjointed and random. First, Ryan barely seemed to register who Heather was, but now he seems pretty confident that she hit him in the eye. But the conversation was about to take another bizarre turn.
Did you guys have an argument?
Not really, no.
Hayır diyor.
Not really.
Uh-uh.
What happened for her to hit you in the eye like that?
Kız
She just hit me in an accident. She was giving Christina a head.
She was what?
She was helping Christina with her hair or something. I don't know.
Who's Christina?
Üstüne kim oğlum?
She's on the couch.
Christina's on the couch?
Kanepede diyor şu an kız.
So this new name, Christina, just got dropped out of nowhere. You can kind of see the detective rummaging through the papers,
Yani
which
balicim
looks
ne?
to me like he's checking the case notes for any mention of a girl by this name. But even Ryan doesn't seem totally sure of what she was doing or who she even is.
What's Christina's last name?
I don't know.
Soyadını da bilmiyorum da. Christina kim
I
diyor adam.
really don't know.
Onu da bilmiyorum diyor. Christina kim de bilmiyor.
Uh-uh.
I don't know man.
I really don't.
What color hair does she have?
Brown?
Is it long?
Just average.
How old is Christina?
20 maybe? I don't know.
You can kind of make out the detective shaking his head, probably in disbelief here. It seems he's not buying Ryan's strange story. And I'll
İnanmıyor
admit,
dedektif.
the whole thing is pretty hard to follow. If someone named Christina was really there at the apartment, well, that could be a game changer for the investigation. But everything is so unclear at this point. The detective asks if Ryan knows someone named Alicia.
Dedektif yapma ya. Yine bir adam onu da bilmeyecek ki.
You don't know Alicia?
Tanımıyor musun?
And the
Alicia'yı?
detective says she lives at your house.
She lives at your house?
Alicia evinde yaşıyor.
No reaction from Ryan. Then he's asked if he knows an Eric, and Ryan nods but can't quite remember his full last name.
You know a guy named Eric?
Mm-hmm.
What's Eric's last name?
He's trying to pay me back. Green something.
His last name is Green something?
Ryan says he
Yeşil bir
doesn't
şeymiş
have the
soyadı.
phone numbers of any of the people mentioned, which the detective doesn't seem to believe.
Where's Eric right now?
I don't know.
Do you have his phone number?
I really don't. He doesn't have one.
Okay. Do you have Heather's phone number? You don't know?
Mm-mm.
Hiçbir şey bilmiyor lan herif.
How about Christina?
Dedektif de sürekli soy isim soruyor.
Mm-mm.
You don't have anybody's phone number?
Mm-mm.
The detective pushes to learn the truth once more.
What happened last night?
Bilmiyorum
I don't
ne
know.
oldu, bilmiyorum.
You don't know.
Bak.
I really don't. I just want to go to sleep and go to sleep. Oh.
Gerçekten sadece uyumak istiyor galiba.
Well, you remembered Heather hitting you in the eye, right?
Kız gözüme vurdu diyor sadece.
I don't remember after that.
Oğlum bu
'cause I
herifin
just wanted to
kafası
lay down
yanmış
and go to
bence ya
sleep.
direkt.
All right.
I don't know what anybody was doing. I really don't.
Who was in the house when you went to sleep?
Christina and Heather.
Ananeci Muhammed
Christine
diyor ki
Hanna.
abi bu yaz subaton yapacaksan Lux'ten sonra başlar
Ya
mısın bu senin sınavın.
oğlum ya Svaton falan yapmayacağım bu yaz ya.
Okay. And Christina was on the couch?
Muted.
Heather was.
Heather was on the couch. You told me Christina was on the couch just a minute ago.
Bir dakika önce Christina kanepede dedi. Şimdi Heather diyor.
I
Karar
don't
ver
know,
ya.
Man, I really don't.
Şu
I
adam
really don't.
uyusun öyle yapsınlar
Please
bence
don't
bunu.
I really don't, man.
You don't want to tell me.
I really don't know, man.
Kendimi şey gibi hissediyorum ha. Matematik dersine girmiş. Sabaha kadar uyumamış bir öğrenci ve matematik hocası zorla tahtaya kaldırıp bir şeyler soruyor.
Man, I really don't.
Same vibe yani.
I just want to go and go to sleep, man.
Eve gidip uyumak istiyorum sadece.
So you're probably wondering at this point, how in the world could Ryan have conveniently lost his memory of everything that happened that night? If he had killed his girlfriend in cold blood, why didn't he plan out a better cover story? Was drug use to blame for this crime and Ryan's mind being all over the place? In this next clip, ask yourself, if you were the detective, would you think that Ryan was playing dumb?
Do you know what happened in your house last night?
Mala mı yatıyordu işte?
I don't know what happened. You're all beat up, right? So tell me what happened.
I don't know. I just want to go to sleep, man. That's it.
When asked why there's a huge chunk out of his nose, Ryan just keeps emphasizing that he doesn't remember and just wants to go to sleep.
Burnunda
What happened
parça
in your
yok.
nose? There's a big chunk out of your
Drugs
nose.
man.
I don't know.
Someone grab you?
Çok merak ettim şu an ne olduğunu.
Were you fighting with somebody?
No, I need to go. I need to go back to sleep, man. I'm just tired, man. That's it. Didn't even do anything. I just want to go to sleep.
You remember what time this happened? Your eye?
Like 1? Or maybe earlier? I don't know. I don't know.
And then something really weird happens.
Do you know Eric's girlfriend?
Yeah?
What's her name?
Heather?
Eric's girlfriend's Heather?
Eric'in kız arkadaşı Heather diyor ama kendi kız arkadaşı Heather mesela adam.
Ryan says that Heather is actually Eric's girlfriend. Okay, the detective is super lost at this point. But then, just a few moments later, Ryan again claims Heather is his girlfriend.
You're saying that's Eric's girlfriend? Or your girlfriend?
Heather?
Yeah.
Mine.
Heather's your girlfriend. Alright. Was Heather over
Adam
last night?
bayağı kırmış bence ya. Mala yatmıyor ya.
Alright. And Heather did this to you.
What?
Your eye.
Gözüm.
Okay, who did that to you?
Demin o yaptı diyordu. Şimdi Alicia yaptı diyor. What the
did that
fuck?
to you now.
Abi bu Ceyhan büyücü mü?
I swear.
Evet.
I'm not even lying, I swear.
Okay. Why would Alicia do this to you?
Why? I have no idea.
Were you mad
I
at
don't know,
Alicia?
man. I don't know.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why. She probably hit it on something. I don't know.
She hit what on something?
I don't know.
Hiçbir şey anlamadım lan.
I don't know, man.
Oğlum ben dedektif
So
olsam
clearly
ana
these
avrat küfrederdim bu arada artık ya. Burada adam inanılmaz sakin duruyor
Answers
ya.
are getting less and less coherent. And Ryan doesn't even seem to acknowledge how wildly his story is changing. What's more, I get the
hikaye
feeling that he
değişiyor yani
doesn't even
sürekli.
remember or know in the first place that Heather is dead, which is pretty much confirmed by this next
Öldüğünü
clip.
bile bilmiyormuş Heather'ın.
Huh? Huh?
There's a dead girl in your living room.
She's dead?
Yes.
Heather?
I don't know. I want to know what happened in your house last night.
The girl on the couch is dead?
Kanepedeki kız diyor
I
ya.
don't know. If she's on the couch, she's dead.
Okay, now here's where a huge twist that the detective never expected is about to be dropped. And it's probably not what you're thinking. Let's keep watching.
Well, these people came over. Richie and his dad. With shoot and arrow, bow and darts.
Richie ile babası geldi, ok atmaya başladılar diyor.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They hit me and her with those. That's it.
Bize vurdular diyor.
And Heather wasn't there. And Eric wasn't there.
Heather
It was
orada
just me
değildi.
and Heather. What was there?
We're now more than 30 minutes into this footage, and Ryan is just now bringing up that two people supposedly came to his house with weapons. Well, pay really close attention to this next part, because everything goes from 0 to 100 in just a single second.
You and Heather were there. And then what happened?
And that's it.
Ne oluyor manyak? Gecice hoş geldin. Teşekkür ederim. Mık. Teşekkür ederim. Cömertliğine oturuyor. Hoş geldin.
Richie and his dad tried to break in through the back.
Richie and Dad? His dad?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Richie?
Çıktı yüze.
I don't know.
Well, you obviously know him. You know his name by
He used to
Richie.
live there.
Was he a roommate of yours?
He used to be.
Bir Richie geldi diyor şimdi.
And they hit you and they hit you?
Yeah.
Now it's Richie that hit you, not Heather?
No, Richie and his dad.
Richie and his dad. They hit you.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're trying to get their stuff. I don't know why.
And they had some kind of bow and arrows?
Mm-hmm.
Oklu insanlar geldi falan.
They each had 2 revolvers and they didn't let off any shells.
Okay, you just said they had bow and arrows.
Ok
Now
değilmiş.
they have revolvers?
That's what I
Revolver'mış.
meant. They had revolvers.
They have revolvers.
Yes.
And then what
Altı
happened?
You can
patlarlarla
see the
gelmiş.
detective's shock, disbelief, and apprehension here. First, the girl accidentally hit Ryan in the eye, and now 2 men with revolvers broke in and shot at the couple. Although not much is making sense, the detective is now highly alert, and what Ryan says next turns this case upside down. I'm just gonna let these next few
Adam sürekli diyor ki Ryan'ın bir sonraki dediği deli edecek sizi falan diyor. Hala zırvalıyor ama Ryan. Oklu adamlar girdi diyor. Ryan'ın bir sonraki dediği şey bu.
moments play out without interruption, because they are by far the most important in the entire
Ha şimdi en
footage.
önemli
And then they
şey.
shot us with those.
İkimizi de vurdular diyor. Herifler. Revolver'lı. Lavuklar.
They shot both of you?
Yeah.
Where'd they shoot you at?
I got shot in the eye.
Gözümden vuruldum diyor.
You got shot in the eye.
Hatırladı o
With a
zaman.
revolver.
I think. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Then what happened?
I don't know.
Ne oldu sonra diyor bilmiyorum diyor.
You don't know a lot, Ryan.
I don't, man. I really don't.
Did you shoot Heather?
Mm-mm.
Ben mi vurdun Heather'ı dedi. Diyor.
I heard you have a lot of guns in your house.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know we're gonna look.
Mm-hmm.
Hakikaten uyuyacak herif.
Ryan, why don't you tell me what really happened there? Because I don't believe.
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I can tell you anything, I swear.
I want you to tell me the truth. That's all I want from
Richie
you.
and his dad came there. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why, but they put me in sleeping hold. And, like, they put me in sleeping hold with the arrows and shit. Like, I lived through that crap.
Okay, they put you in a sleeping hold?
Yeah.
What is that?
Sleeping hold ne lan?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Well,
really
Bumble.
don't. I don't know, man.
You're telling me they put you in a sleeping hold. What is a sleeping hold?
I don't know.
Well, explain
Ya
it.
adam kendi söylüyor sonra aydan ol diyor ya
It's coming out of
delireceğim.
your mouth. Explain that to me. What's a sleeping hold?
I really don't know, man. I really don't.
Sleeping hold.
I really don't know.
Okay. You're telling me you're all over the board here, number one. You're saying bows and arrows, you're saying revolvers, and you're saying some other thing, and you're saying they shot you in the eye. Okay? They shot you with a revolver in your eye.
Yes.
Gözünden vurmuşlar.
And that's
Is it
it.
a BB gun?
Boncuklu tabanca mıydı?
No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If they
revolver.
shot you in the eye with a revolver,
Ölürdün amık.
you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
Boncuklu olmasa.
How do you know?
Nereden
It's
biliyorsun?
most likely you be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
Okay?
I really don't know, and I just want to go back to sleep and try to go back to bed.
You're not going back to bed. Okay?
Yatağa dönmüyorsun dedi. Oğlum bunun kafasında mermi falan mı kaldı acaba ha? Hakikaten bak şu an onu düşündüm. Kafasına kurşun yemiş anlamamış mı acaba? Bir şekilde göz boşluğundan falan beynine mi
That's not
saplanmış
gonna
ne?
happen.
Alright, but what happened, man? What do I gotta do? Just tell me what I gotta do.
Alright, get your feet off my chairs, number one. Number two, what happened to Heather?
I don't know, man. I really don't
You're
know.
now saying Richie and his dad shot Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes.
And they shot her with a revolver.
Yes.
And did not use any gun. They came with those guns.
Mm-mm.
And they came through the where? They were breaking
Through the
in?
back.
Through the back? By your door, or is there another door?
Through the back door.
Through the back door? Is that off the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
And why would they come on Christmas Day?
I don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know.
Did they break in, or did you let them in?
I let them in,
And then what happened?
and they started shooting up the house.
With the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened?
That's it.
What happened to Heather?
Heather got
Doğru
shot.
oğlum revolver'la vurursa kafası patlardı bunun öyle bir şey mümkün değil.
Where did she get shot?
Inside the face once.
She got shot inside of the face?
Kız vuruldu diyor suratından. Kız ölmüş.
How close were you to her when she got shot in the face?
It was after I got shot, so I didn't even hear anything.
So you got shot first?
Ha, ilk bir de vurulmuş.
What happened? Did you fall to the ground?
Yeah, I was trying to get up and I couldn't. I don't know.
And then she got shot?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Did you call 911? Did you see if she was alive?
She was sleeping still, and that's it. I just let her sleep.
She got shot in the side of the face, and you let her sleep?
Yes.
This does not make sense, Ryan.
I know, I didn't mean to, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know she was passing out. That's because I got shot wrong once, too, and I was gonna pass out.
Okay, this is now, not before.
I don't know.
Önceden
You're
vuruldum falan
saying
diyor
right
herif
now
ya.
you've been shot
Yes.
in the eye.
Yes.
Of merak ettim ne olacak, hadi
Yes.
olsun ya.
All right.
Okay, so that was a lot of very shocking information.
Hiçbir
What
şey
do you
demedi.
think? Is Ryan telling the truth? If you were the detective in this moment, would you believe his story? This is the first time he's hearing about anyone named Richie or his dad, and he doesn't quite know what to make of it. But after that, Ryan really starts to break down.
Ryan, you need to start telling me the truth, because your story doesn't make sense.
I'm trying, man. I don't know. Just ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me.
Vuruyor
I'm
zaten
trying
herif.
to, and you're not even coming close to the truth.
Go ahead, ask me.
What happened with you and Heather last night?
Her dad came and shot the house.
And shot her.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad. Now, Richie is her dad?
Mm-hmm.
Or Richie's her brother?
Yeah, her dad.
Kızın
Her dad
babasıymış
shot
lan.
her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do?
I tried to go back to sleep.
After you've been shot
Mm-hmm.
in the eye,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know enough to call 911.
Mm-mm.
Why didn't you call 911?
Bu
I was
aramış
just
lan
trying to go to
polisi.
sleep. That's it.
You just saw Richie's and his dad shoot your girlfriend, and you just felt like you needed to go to sleep?
Something like that. I don't know, man. I really don't.
Ryan, look at me. Ryan,
Yes. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
why did you shoot
Bu
Heather?
vurdu ya
Ryan?
gitsin.
I didn't shoot Heather. She was already shot once by her brother, I swear.
Richie.
Yes.
Richie shot his own
Ha, Heather bu arada Richie ile akraba değilmiş. Ekranda o yazıyor.
sister.
Yes, I swear. That's
Kardeşi
it.
falan değilmiş yani.
Not me.
And you've been shot in the eye.
Yes. That's it.
Put your feet up on the table, please.
Masadan ayağını çek
My
ya.
feet
Ay-
hurt, man. I don't know why.
Ayağı niye acıyorunu da bilmiyor.
So up until this point, it seems like the detective held little stock in Ryan's newest version of events. I mean, a story about getting shot in the eye and
Beş
living
farklı
to
hikaye
tell the
anlattı
tale
herif.
just a few hours later is a bit outlandish. But as Ryan continues to give confusing answers and display increasingly erratic behavior, the detective finally takes a closer look at his wounds.
Let me see your nose. Put your legs down. Put your legs down. Bring your face closer.
Yaralarına bakıyor.
Oh, my head hurts.
Buna bakmamışlardır buraya gelirken.
Okay.
Arkadaşlar hiçbirimiz bir şey anlamadık şu an
After this
zaten.
abrupt exit, the man returns with a totally different demeanor. He's worried. He
Tamamen
tells Ryan that
hiçbirimiz
someone is
fikrimiz yok.
going to check him out to make sure he's okay.
Hey, Ryan,
Yes.
I got the fire department coming to take a look at it. They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
Hastaneye götürecekler
Yeah,
seni
we're
diyor.
going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
I can't go back to bed,
Well,
man.
that's the problem. If you have some kind of head injury, you shouldn't be sleeping, okay?
Ya memur abi bu çocuğa bakmadınız mı buraya gelmeden?
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. There you go.
As the two wait for help, Ryan basically repeats his story about the shooting, saying that he just wanted to go to sleep
Uyumak
after
istiyorum diyor
being
sadece.
shot in the eyeball.
I think I only got shot once in the eyeball.
And then you just wanted to go to sleep?
Huh?
Soon, others enter the room to take a closer look at Ryan. I believe it's the detective saying, "You're not going to believe this one."
Captain, you're not gonna believe this.
Dedektif şey demiş, buna inanmayacaksınız demiş.
I can't believe it either. You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it.
Ne oldu
This
ne?
is just my observations that this might be an entrance, this might be an exit, this might be into his eye. And he's acting like he has a serious head injury, which would make sense.
So now all the puzzle
Abi,
pieces are
tuvalete
starting to
git,
fall
videoyu
together. A
durdurur
single
musun? Geleceğim
explanation
hemen.
appears that nobody...
Ya bir dur ama.
Now all the puzzle pieces are starting to fall together. A single explanation appears that nobody would have expected in a million years, and it's one that they probably hope isn't actually true. That's because if Ryan really had been shot in the head, that would mean that they neglected to get him proper medical treatment while he waited in the police car and underwent this lengthy interrogation, which, when all was said and done, allegedly added up to about 6 hours. 6 hours where Ryan would have been sustaining permanent brain damage. 6 hours where he could have gotten help, but instead was getting worse.
Adam
Well,
gerçekten
spoiler
vurmuş.
alert, it was true. Ryan had actually been shot in the eye, and his account of the break-in and shooting by a man named Richie and his dad was
Hikaye de gerçek bir şey oğlum. Richie ve onun babası gelmiş gerçekten. Adam dalga geçmiyormuş. Hakikaten de kafasını sıkmışlar.
100% real, even if he couldn't exactly get the details straight due to his injury.
Are there guns around?
What the fuck man?
Kid Eric did it. I don't know how he did it exactly. I might have been shot. I don't know. I really don't know.
While you waiting on
Adamın kafasını revolver'la sıkmışlar ve hayatta kalmış. Twist bu oğlum.
Like it went right through,
Herifin
huh?
ölmemesi.
It might have. I don't know.
İçinden geçmiş değil mi?
It looks like it went right through, huh?
Delip
It might
geçmiş.
have, I don't know.
This next clip isn't anything
What
special,
the
but it
fuck?
was the moment that really broke my heart. Ryan is told that his ride to the hospital is here, and the way he gets up and walks out without any trouble just shows that he's no cold-blooded criminal. He's a confused and scared young man
Yazık lan oğlum, adam katil diye bunu tutmuşlar burada sürekli. Evet, bir de sevgilisi ölüyor. Sevgilisi uyuyor sanıyor orada.
Galiba
Çünkü
diyor
vuruluyor.
ki adamın gözünden vurup burnundan çıkması nasıl oluyor lan, aklım almıyor.
Evet. Adam sevgilisi uyuyor sanıyor koltukta.
man who just suffered one of the most mentally and physically traumatizing experiences I can imagine. And the last line before the video cuts off really just makes you kind of angry at how lightly the situation is being treated.
Well, Blake, your ride's here.
checked out.
Yeah, he's good.
Oğlum adamı hiç bakmamışlar bile. Lap diye tutturmuşlar buraya. Yarım saat sorguda tutmuşlar lan. Herif bir de kendi kalkıp yürüyor lan. Adamın kafasına kurşun girmiş lan. Sevgilisi gözünün önünde öldürülmüş lan.
Where are we going? We gotta go to the hospital. Get checked out, bro.
Sen gideceksin diyor lan bir de. 6 saat daha doğrusu, pardon, yarım saat sorguya diyor, 6 saatlik bir süreç.
When Ryan arrived at the hospital, he was sent to the intensive care unit in critical condition. As his family anxiously waited, they had no idea if they would ever see or talk to their son again. Ultimately, Ryan did survive, but doctors had to remove...
Yazlıktayken bir arkadaşım kafasına sıkmıştı ve ölmemişti. Kurşun çenesini, burnunu dağıtıp alnından geri çıkmış, yaşıyor.
Gececi teşekkür ederim tekrardan.
part of his brain, and he also lost both of his eyes due to the severity and placement of the gunshot wound. After that, there's not that much information available online about the case. But according to Arizona Daily Independent, because Ryan had been able to identify his attackers, authorities soon apprehended Richie Carver and his father, Larry. Then they started to piece together the details of why this tragedy had even happened in the first place. Richie was apparently a former roommate of Ryan's, and on December 23rd, he and his father reportedly went to the apartment where Ryan and Heather were staying, seeking some sort of revenge. Some sources say that this grudge was due to a presumed altercation. Arizona Capital Times even reported that Richie and Ryan had had some armed confrontations with one another in the month before the shooting and after Waller had kicked him out of the house. Some netizens have alleged that Richie had actually been kicked out for hitting on Heather, but this is not confirmed. Either way, the two attackers tried to force their way through the doorway of the residence, and in the midst of this chaos, Richie stuck his arm inside of the home and landed a shot right in Ryan's head with a .22 caliber handgun. After that, it seems that they were able to fully enter the apartment, stepping over Ryan, who they thought was dead.
Üstüne basıp
But
geçmişler
this
lan
was
bir de.
their biggest mistake. Ironically, the two purportedly only shot and killed Heather Kwan next because they wanted to cover their tracks, and unfortunately, she was a witness. The bullet struck her in the head at point-blank range.
Aslında Ryan'ı vurmaya gelmişler. Kız orada diye onu da vuruyorlar.
She lay peacefully on the couch, satisfied that they'd gotten rid of anyone who might be able to identify them. They carried on with the job,
İnanılmaz
but
yalnız
little
ha.
did they know they had indeed left a witness behind.
İnanılmaz
And although I
yalnız.
can see why they thought it was safe to assume Ryan was dead, that ended up being their biggest downfall. And so it followed that
olmuşlar
after
fena.
shooting Heather and stealing several weapons and a computer from the apartment, they left, leaving a gruesome and bloody crime scene for authorities to stumble upon days later. And the fact that police didn't
Birkaç gün sonra.
come for the welfare check until the night after Christmas Day makes things even crazier.
Oğlum kaç gün
Because
böyle
it is
böyle
horrifying
kalmış
to
lan?
wonder what Ryan was doing that whole time.
Adam ne yapmış orada o kadar süre?
Many people have theorized he was left to just wander around the house in a confused fog, plagued by a horrible
Oğlum herif evde dolaşmış o kadar süre boyunca. 3 gün uyumuş dolaşmış falan o şeyle.
pain he half understood the whole
Hiçbir
time,
şey
falling in
anlamamış.
and out of sleep,
Uyuyup
only
uyanıyormuş
maybe
sürekli
registering
falan.
for brief moments that his girlfriend was dead and decomposing
Ve yani uyuyor sanıyor sevgilisini koltuğun üstünde.
on the couch next to him. Richie Carver ended up being convicted in June 2008 of felony murder, burglary, aggravated assault, and misconduct involving
Çok korkunç
weapons,
lan.
and he was sentenced to a term of natural life. But here's where things get extremely frustrating. The case against his father Larry was actually dismissed.
Ne?
Sources say the case against him was based in large part on confessions he had allegedly made to his wife. And so after she chose to invoke her marital privilege and refused to testify against her husband, there was nothing officials could really do besides dismiss the
Adama bir şey
charges.
olmamış.
But don't get too angry yet, because one good thing actually came out of all of
Ne
this.
olmuş?
Heather's family fought for legislature to enact what would become known as Heather's Law. This amendment would provide an exception to the marital communications privilege if one spouse had voluntarily provided law enforcement with information
Yasa çıkartmış ailesi üstüne. O
about
Heather'ın
their
adına.
spouse's involvement in a serious crime. But just establishing the law wasn't enough, and it still had to be battled out in court to make sure it could be applied retroactively to Larry Carver's case. Luckily, they won. Carver was re-indicted in 2011, and after a 2.5-day deliberation, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, burglary, and aggravated assault. But although this victory was a relief to the victim's loved ones, the permanent damage done to Ryan could never be reversed. He became blind and suffered from debilitating seizures after the incident. His family remains outraged that roughly 6 hours were allowed to pass without their son receiving the medical treatment he
6
so
saat geçmiş adam
desperately
bulduktan
needed.
sonra bir
And
de
many
yani.
people feel that the main issue was that Ryan was automatically treated as a suspect instead of a potential victim. The Phoenix PD reportedly explained that they didn't know the young man had been shot. They just thought he had been badly beaten, and that's why he was made to wait in the back of a police car while they investigated. I can only hope that this case, at the very least, will serve as a powerful lesson so that nothing like this ever happens again. Sadly, a YouTube channel called The Waller Family, believed to be owned by Ryan's loved ones, shared in January
Ryan ölmüş 2016'da. Kafasına yediği kurşundan dolayı. Nöbet
of
geçirmiş.
2016 that Ryan passed away from a seizure as a direct result of being shot in the head. The post reads, "R.I.P. Ryan. I love and miss you so much. Dad." On another one of their videos, the Waller family account shared some truly
korkunç bir
disturbing
şey lan.
details when they alleged my son Ryan had been shot twice in the head. The first bullet went in through the tip of the nose
Bir de 2 kere mi vurulmuş?
on the side, then came out of the other side near the bridge, then went in through his eye, shattering his orbital bone, sending 6 pieces of bone socket along with the bullet into his brain. He was then shot in the side of his head over his ear, but that bullet just took a piece of his skull away,
Kere
but did
vurmuş
not enter
galiba,
his
şey.
brain. Altogether, he had 4 bullet holes in his face and head. The holes were very visual, as the police had taken 43 pictures of my son before he was taken into that interrogation room, with the pictures having close-ups
Bir de fotoğrafını falan çekip interrogation almışlar adamı.
of
Gene de
every
bir şey
hole on
yapmamışlar.
his face and
Adam
head. How
yaşamış
did
lan.
nobody notice this until it was way, way too late?
Hakikaten inanılmaz ya nasıl fark etmemeleri. 2 kere vurulmuş ve yaşamış chat. The fuck. Oh, fuck. İnanılmaz. Gerçekten inanılmaz. Çok rahatsız edici lan. Çok korkunçtu. Hem de kafasından. Dava açmamışlar mı? Açmışlar tabii canım. Zaten hapse girmiş işte vuranlar. Çok korkunçtu. Suyum bitti. Ölümü neden olmuş? Nöbet geçirmiş. Kafasına yediği kurşundan dolayı zamanında zaten sürekli nöbet geçirip duruyormuş. O yüzden de 2016'da vefat etmiş. Çok üstüne gittik lan adamın. Rayin yapmıştır. Mala yatıyor falan dedik. Anam.